night, low-scoring affair, rainy Santa Clara. Thursday night football, RC, and, well, not a lot happened in this one, but we did see a spectacular catch.
Puka Nacua caught the ball on Travarius Ward's head. Darius Williams here with a big pick on a double move to Juwan Jennings, and they finished the game with a sack. Matt Eberflus could take some notes. If it's a Hail Mary, you don't have to only rush 3.
Yeah. By the way, San Francisco held to under 200 yards total offense and just 6 points in this one. We got to say goodbye to the 49ers. So many high hopes for them. But the Rams, Mina, have come on so strong, really, since their bye week. They're a team nobody wants to see. What did you think of what they were able to do last night?
Yeah, well, first, there's a reason why that highlight reel was about 10 seconds. There weren't a lot of highlights last night. Offensively, it was not the best display. But I thought the Rams defense played really well. You know, the Niners did have some drops, and Brock Purdy had some misses. But for the most part, the coverage was quite sticky. You rarely saw Niners skill players running wide open the way you normally do with this team. And then up front, this pass rush really took advantage of an offensive line that was missing Trent Williams. And the guy you see there, Kobe Turner, you know, we talk so much about the rookies on this defensive line. Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. Kobe Turner had 9 sacks last year, y'all. People forget, and I thought he was dominant in this game, picking up 2 more. So this Rams defense, I think, has really improved a lot over the course of this season, and that should help them down the stretch. We all know what the offense is capable of.
So there was also some drama last night in this one, and it came off the field. So the 49ers lose a must-win game, but in the second half, with injuries piling up, they needed veteran linebacker De'Vondre Campbell to come into the game because they were just out of healthy players. He, however, refused, then headed to the locker room with a towel over his head. Now, here were some of his teammates, what they had to say about it afterwards. Take a listen.
I don't like distractions on the sideline. I think that's ignorant, and I think it's just dumb. It's just stupid. One person making a selfish decision, and I've never been around anybody that's ever done that, and I hope I'm never around anybody that does that again.
For him to do that, that's some sucker stuff to me, in my opinion. Like, probably gonna get cut soon, so, you know, it is what it is with that.
RC, what did you think? You heard the word selfish there a couple times.
Yeah, I think so. Listening to Travarius Ward talk about this is extremely interesting to me for this reason. One, he was hit with injury this year. And number 2, this is a man that lost a child. And in losing his daughter at only 15 months, he's still back on the field, giving everything for his brothers in order to win football games. And so on a team that has had injuries to many major players, CMC, Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams, you are an able-bodied player dressed out in pads, and you refuse to go into the game. Now, I understand in this age of mental health and all the different things that are going on with these players, you want to be compassionate and have some empathy for some of those things. But those things have to be handled in a professional manner. If you don't feel like you're mentally in a space where you can get on the football field and play, you have that conversation with your coaches, with your executives early on in the week. Because now you've turned your back on your brothers and you've turned your back on yourself. That is no football character. That is no football integrity. And for people that have worked their entire lives for that opportunity, for you to piss it away and turn your back on it, I think that is something to me that is inexcusable.
So regardless of what might be going on, in your mind, it has to happen outside of the scope of the field of play.
And in my opinion, and I can only give my opinion because he hasn't spoken, this is a guy that started the entire season. He was a former All-Pro. Dre Greenlaw comes back off an injury.
He came in for Dre.
And starts.
Right.
And now I feel like you have been asked to go on the field as Dre Greenlaw is hurt, and you deny.
Right. Swaggo?
RC, you right, man. And obviously, in this day and age, we have to be sensitive to things that we may not know is going on. But the bottom line is this. If De'Vondre Campbell would have had something going on before the game, I think he would have expressed it. He's a veteran in this league. He understands if he's in the place to play or not. De'Vondre Campbell didn't take his ass out there because he was mad that Dre Greenlaw was playing. That's all it boils down to. Like, and I don't want to beat around the bush, right? Like, and if something comes out where he wasn't in a mental space, you're absolutely right about saying that is something you address in a professional manner, or even be more professional in that moment and tell your coach, look, coach, I'm not in a mental space to play the game. But to walk your ass off the field when they need you, and there is no bigger indictment on a football player than when you hear his teammates talk about him. I don't care what the media says. I don't care what the coaches, the players in that locker room and the dudes that you are around know exactly what's happening. And this was very, very immature from a player that we have respected about the way he plays the game. We've talked about De'Vondre Campbell with his time in Green Bay and the things that he's done. I think he retired last night. RC, it's Friday. I ain't going to be down. I think when he walked off, he was saying, man, I'm done with this. Because I don't know if another one of these 31 other teams outside of San Francisco is going to be willing to sign him and put him on a roster after what we watched transpire.
Marcus, honestly, you talking about it's Friday. He finna get fired on his day off. Because
on his day off,
because when you behave in that manner, you are telling me you don't want a job.
It's been such a difficult season in so many ways. Injuries, personal tragedy. A lot of players on that team have been through so much this season.